A nervous girl walks into the clinic, only to realize the man about to examine her is a millionaire. Hello everyone. Before we begin today's story, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our channel's new videos. It's quick, free, and the best way to support us in bringing you more dramatic stories. Your support means the world to us. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Thank you very much. Now, let's get back to the story. Meet Emily. She's a young woman with dreams bigger than her small apartment and a heart full of hopes, though life hasn't been kind to her lately. Today, she steps into a clinic she's been avoiding for a while. Her nerves are on edge, her hands fidgeting as she clutches the paperwork, trying not to look too out of place in the sterile, pristine lobby. The receptionist calls her name, and with a deep breath, she stands up and walks into the hallway. She is greeted by a nurse, who leads her down a series of white corridors, and the anxiety in Emily's chest grows. She has been living paycheck to paycheck for months, and the thought of any unexpected medical bills is more than she can bear. As the nurse opens the door to the examination room, Emily hesitates for a moment before stepping in. She's almost sure she can hear the thumping of her heart in her ears. The room smells faintly of antiseptic and cold, clean air. It's a typical doctor's office, nothing special, yet everything feels so unfamiliar to her. She moves to sit on the examination table, the paper crinkling beneath her. Her legs are shaking as she takes a seat. Emily tries to calm herself, reminding herself that this is just a routine checkup, but the fear of the unknown keeps her on edge. She begins to wonder if she should have just called in and canceled. The door opens, and she looks up, startled. A tall man steps in, his presence commanding yet calm. He's wearing a crisp, white coat, and his posture radiates confidence. She doesn't know it yet, but the man standing before her is not just any doctor. He is Dr. Daniel Carter, a renowned physician, and one of the wealthiest men in the city. But to Emily, he's just another stranger. And that's how it all starts. The doctor glances at the file in his hand, and then meets Emily's eyes. For a moment, she thinks she sees something in his expression, something like curiosity or perhaps amusement, but she shakes it off. "So, what seems to be the problem today?" he asks, his voice deep and steady. Emily swallows hard, suddenly feeling even more nervous. She's here for a simple consultation, but she can't seem to calm her shaking hands. She nervously explains her symptoms, avoiding eye contact. He listens attentively, nodding as she talks, his eyes never leaving her face. "You seem a bit tense," he observes after a few moments, his tone gentle. "Are you all right?" Emily smiles awkwardly, trying to hide her anxiety. "It's just a lot going on," she replies, her voice shaky. The doctor watches her for a moment longer, and then something unexpected happens. He stands up, walks over to the counter, and takes a deep breath. "Let's make this easy," he says, turning around to face her. He's about to give her the examination, but then he notices something in her eyes, something that catches his attention. For the first time, he seems to hesitate. She can't put her finger on it, but there's something different about him, something familiar. And then, as he prepares to examine her, she finally hears it. His voice cracks slightly, just for a second. "Is everything okay?" she asks, suddenly concerned. But the moment passes quickly. The doctor clears his throat and reassures her. "Everything's fine, just a little tired today." Emily nods, but a part of her is still puzzled. She can't help but feel like there's more to this doctor than meets the eye. As the examination continues, she focuses on the task at hand, trying to keep her nerves under control. But deep down, she feels a strange connection with him, something she can't explain. She doesn't know it yet, but this moment, this encounter, is about to change her life forever. As Emily sits there, the nervous tension in her body starts to settle, but only slightly. She tries to focus on the doctor's calm demeanor, hoping that the reassurance in his eyes will help ease her anxiety. The room feels cooler now, the sound of the clock ticking on the wall almost too loud in the silence. She wonders how long this appointment will last. The Dr. Daniel Carter, seems to take his time, methodically reviewing her medical records. Emily tries not to fidget, though it's hard to keep her thoughts from racing. She keeps her gaze fixed on her hands, silently wishing this moment would pass faster. For some reason, she feels an odd sense of unease, as if there's something she should know, something important she's missing. Her mind keeps circling back to how different he is from the other doctors she's seen. He's not just professional, he's almost too perfect. His calm and controlled presence is unlike anyone she's encountered before. She shakes the thought away, focusing on the conversation instead. "Do you have any questions about your symptoms?" Dr. Carter's voice cuts through her thoughts. She looks up at him, startled, and then tries to respond. "No, I don't think so. It's just—" She hesitates, unsure how to explain the feeling that's been nagging at her since she entered the room. "It's just that I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately," she finally admits, her voice barely above a whisper. He watches her for a moment, his expression softening. "Life can be overwhelming," he agrees, his tone understanding. "But it's important to take care of yourself, especially now." His words are kind, but there's something more in his gaze, something she can't quite place. "I can help you with that," he adds with a hint of a smile. Emily nods, feeling a bit more at ease, but the nagging feeling remains in the back of her mind. She knows she should leave this appointment feeling better, but instead, she feels a sense of mystery building around this man. After a few moments, Dr. Carter asks her to sit up, preparing to conduct the examination. Emily takes a deep breath and tries to relax. She's done this 1,000 times before, but for some reason, today feels different. As he begins the examination, Emily notices that his hands are steady and precise. There's no rush, no sense of impatience. He moves with a quiet confidence that both reassures and confuses her. It's as if he knows exactly what he's doing, no hesitation, no second guessing. She notices the way his eyes flicker over her with subtle curiosity, but he doesn't say anything more. Emily feels like she's under a microscope, but she can't figure out why. After a few moments, he steps back and gives her some space. "You're doing just fine," he says, his voice warm. "I'll just finish up here, and then we can talk about next steps." Emily nods again, though the mystery of who he is looms larger. She suddenly becomes acutely aware of every little thing about him, the way he moves, the way he speaks, the calm aura that surrounds him. She tries not to think too much about it, but it's hard to ignore the feeling that something's off. As the examination wraps up, Dr. Carter steps away to write down some notes on the clipboard. Emily watches him for a moment, trying to collect her thoughts. She can't help but wonder who this man really is. He's just a doctor, right? But why does it feel like he's hiding something? When he returns, he looks at her once more, and this time, there's a subtle shift in his demeanor. "You're free to go for now," he says, his voice still gentle. "But I'd like to follow up with you in a couple of weeks. I'll have my assistant set up an appointment." Emily smiles politely, but the unease hasn't left her. She gets up slowly, her legs a little shaky, and thanks him before walking out of the room. The hallway feels colder now, and she wonders if it's just her nerves or if the room really did get colder. She walks back into the lobby, where the receptionist gives her a warm smile and tells her she'll be contacted for the follow-up. Emily nods but doesn't say much, lost in her thoughts. As she exits the clinic, she steps into the sunlight, feeling a strange mix of relief and confusion. But deep down, she knows this isn't the end of the story. Something about today, something about Dr. Carter, isn't quite right. She can't shake the feeling that her life is about to change in ways she never expected. The days pass, and Emily tries to push the strange encounter with Dr. Carter to the back of her mind. Life seems to go back to its usual routine: long hours at work, bills to pay, and little time for herself. Yet, she can't shake the feeling that something has changed since that visit. She's not sure what it is, but every time she thinks about the calm, poised doctor, a sense of unease lingers in her chest. She tells herself it's nothing, that she's just overthinking. But deep down, she knows it's more than that. Then, a week later, her phone rings. It's an unknown number. Hesitant, she answers, wondering who it could be. "Hello, is this Emily?" A smooth, familiar voice asks on the other end. Her heart skips a beat when she hears Dr. Carter's voice. "This is Dr. Carter. I wanted to check in on you. How are you feeling?" His voice is polite, professional, but there's an edge to it that makes her feel like he knows more than he lets on. "I'm okay, just the usual," she says, trying to keep her voice steady, though she can't deny the sudden nervousness in her chest. "Good to hear. I wanted to discuss your results," he continues, "but I'd also like to offer you something else. Something that could help you get on your feet." Emily's heart races. "What do you mean?" she asks, unsure of where this conversation is headed. There's a pause on the other end, as if he's choosing his words carefully. "I know things have been tough for you, and I wanted to help. How would you feel about a new opportunity? Something more than just a follow-up appointment," he offers. His voice is calm and persuasive as ever. Emily is taken aback. What is he talking about? Why would Dr. Carter, a doctor she barely knows, want to help her like this? "I'm not sure what you mean," she admits, feeling a mix of confusion and suspicion. "I think you've got potential, Emily. I run a nonprofit organization, and we have an opening that might be perfect for you. It's not much at first, but I believe you can do more with it than you think. How about we meet to discuss this further?" Emily is silent for a moment, trying to process what he's saying. She's never considered working for a nonprofit before, let alone being offered a position by a millionaire doctor she barely knows. It feels surreal. "I'm not sure if I'm qualified for something like that," she says, her doubts creeping in. Dr. Carter's voice softens, as if he can sense her hesitation. "You don't need a lot of experience. What you need is heart, Emily. I can see that in you," he reassures her. "Come meet me tomorrow at the office, and we'll talk about the details. If you're not interested, that's fine, but I think it could be a great opportunity for you." With those words, he hangs up before she can say anything more. Emily stares at her phone in disbelief. She feels a mix of excitement and uncertainty. Why would someone like Dr. Carter, who clearly has everything, want to help someone like her? The next day, Emily finds herself standing outside a sleek office building. The glass exterior reflects the bright sunlight, and the building towers over the street, far more impressive than anything she's ever been a part of. She hesitates for a moment, her hands clammy, before taking a deep breath and walking through the front doors. The lobby is pristine, with modern furniture and polished floors, and a receptionist greets her with a warm smile. "You must be Emily," she says, leading her to the elevator. "Dr. Carter is expecting you." Emily steps inside the elevator, her heart pounding as she ascends to the top floor. She can't help but feel out of place, like she doesn't belong here. The doors open to a luxurious office suite, and Dr. Carter is waiting for her, standing by the large windows that overlook the city. He smiles warmly when he sees her, and Emily can't help but feel a sense of familiarity, as if she's seen this side of him before. "I'm glad you could make it," he says, guiding her to a chair across from his desk. "Please, sit. I know this might seem strange, but I think you'll understand once we talk." Emily sits down, her mind racing with questions. "I don't understand," she admits. "Why me?" "Doctor?" Carter takes a seat across from her, his expression serious yet kind. "I see potential in you, Emily, more than you realize. I believe that with the right opportunity, you could go much further than you think." His words are sincere, and for the first time, Emily feels as if someone truly believes in her. He continues, explaining that his nonprofit focuses on helping people who are struggling, and he wants her to be part of that mission. "You'll be helping people who really need it," he says, his voice soft but persuasive. "And in turn, you'll help yourself too. It's a journey of growth, for both you and those you'll be working with." As he speaks, Emily begins to feel something shift inside her, a flicker of hope. Maybe this is the break she's been waiting for. Maybe, just maybe, this is the chance to finally change her life. As Emily listens to Dr. Carter's words, a part of her feels both skeptical and hopeful at the same time. She had never imagined herself working for a nonprofit, especially not one led by someone like Dr. Carter. A part of her wonders if she's truly ready for such a big opportunity. She came to this city looking for something more. But was this really what she needed? "Doctor," Carter's confident tone breaks through her thoughts. "I understand this might seem overwhelming, Emily. You've been through a lot, and starting something new can be daunting. But I can see something in you, something that will not only help others but help you grow as well." Emily looks at him, unsure how to respond. She has spent so much of her life trying to survive from day to day, always thinking about the next bill or the next paycheck, never really stopping to consider her future in a broader sense. "But I don't have experience in this field," she says, her voice faltering slightly. "I've just been trying to get by." Dr. Carter leans back in his chair, giving her a thoughtful look. "You're right. You don't have experience in this exact field. But what you have is something far more valuable: empathy, a desire to help, and a sense of authenticity that many people in this industry lack. You've been through hard times, and that's what makes you perfect for this job. You'll connect with the people we serve in a way that others can't. That's the kind of quality we need here." Emily takes a deep breath, his words sinking in. She's not used to people seeing potential in her, let alone a man like Dr. Carter. She's always just been another face in the crowd, another person just trying to survive. The idea that someone might believe in her, truly believe in her, feels both exhilarating and terrifying. She's unsure if she can take such a leap, but at the same time, she feels a glimmer of hope flicker inside her. Dr. Carter stands up, walking over to a window and looking out at the city below. "We all need to start somewhere, Emily," he says quietly, almost to himself. "And sometimes, the right person at the right time can change everything. I'm giving you the opportunity to make a real difference, not just in others' lives, but in your own. This could be the start of something much bigger than you think." His words resonate with her, but Emily still hesitates. "But what if I fail?" she asks, the fear creeping back into her voice. "What if I'm not good enough?" Dr. Carter turns to face her, his expression softening. "You won't fail, Emily. Not if you put in the effort. You'll have support, training, and the guidance you need to succeed. But most importantly, you'll have the belief that you can do it. That's what matters most." His reassurance calms her nerves slightly, though the uncertainty still lingers. She knows this is a big decision, a life-changing one, but she also knows that if she doesn't take this chance, she might never have another one like it. Emily stands up, taking a step toward Dr. Carter, her decision starting to solidify in her mind. "I'll do it," she says quietly, but firmly. "I'll take the opportunity. I'm ready to start." "Doctor," Carter smiles, the warmth of his expression filling the room. "I knew you would," he replies. "I'm proud of you, Emily." As they shake hands, Emily can feel a shift inside herself. It's a small step, but it's a step toward something better. She doesn't know exactly where this new path will lead, but for the first time in a long time, she feels a sense of hope rising within her. As she walks out of Dr. Carter's office, her heart feels a little lighter, and for the first time in a while, she allows herself to believe that things could change for the better. She steps into the bright sunlight outside, taking a deep breath of fresh air. A new chapter of her life has just begun, and though she doesn't know what lies ahead, she feels ready to face it, one step at a time. The next few weeks fly by in a blur as Emily embarks on her new journey with Dr. Carter's nonprofit. It feels surreal at first, walking through the sleek, modern building where she's now working. The office is a world away from her old apartment, and every day feels like stepping into a new life. She's surrounded by people who seem to know exactly what they're doing, and though they're all kind to her, she can't help but feel a little out of place. Her first few days are a whirlwind of orientation, training sessions, and introductions to the team. She's learning more than she ever thought she could in such a short time. The work is meaningful, though challenging, and Emily quickly realizes that this is no ordinary job. She's not just doing paperwork or making coffee. She's part of something bigger, helping people who are struggling, just like she once was. The days are long, but Emily doesn't mind. She's finally doing something that feels important, something that makes her feel like she has purpose again. She throws herself into the work, staying late some nights, and going above and beyond to make sure she's doing her best. One day, a few weeks into her new role, Dr. Carter asks to meet with her. She's nervous, wondering if she's doing something wrong, or if she's somehow failed at her new job. When she walks into his office, though, he greets her with a warm smile. "Emily, I wanted to take a moment to talk to you," he says, motioning for her to sit down. "You've been doing exceptional work. The clients are responding to you, and you're making a real difference." His praise surprises her. She's always been so hard on herself, and hearing that she's doing well feels like a huge weight is lifted off her shoulders. "Thank you, Dr. Carter," she says, trying to hide her surprise. "I'm just trying to do my best," he nods, his smile never fading. "That's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. I see a lot of potential in you, Emily. You have a unique way of connecting with people, and I think you're ready for more responsibility." Emily's heart races. She's not sure what he means, but she can feel the weight of his words. "I know you've been doing great work in our outreach programs, but I want to give you an opportunity to step up and take on a leadership role. We have a position opening up soon that would be perfect for you." Emily's mind is spinning. She never imagined that this was where she would end up being offered a leadership position in a nonprofit organization. She's always been the type to hide in the background, never the one to stand in the spotlight. "I'm honored, Dr. Carter, but I'm not sure I'm ready for that," she admits, her voice shaking slightly. "I've only just started, and I'm still learning so much." He looks at her, his expression thoughtful but reassuring. "Emily, the best leaders are those who are always learning. You've already proven yourself to be dedicated, compassionate, and capable. I believe you're ready for this next step, and I'll be here to support you every step of the way." His words fill her with both excitement and fear. She's not sure she's ready for such a big leap, but deep down, she knows this is the opportunity of a lifetime. "I don't want to let anyone down," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. "Doctor," Carter leans forward slightly, his gaze unwavering. "You won't let anyone down, Emily. I believe in you." The sincerity in his voice touches her deeply, and she feels a lump form in her throat. She's not used to hearing words like that, especially from someone as successful and powerful as Dr. Carter. She takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. "Okay," she says finally, her voice steady now. "I'll take the position. I'm ready for the challenge." Dr. Carter smiles, a proud gleam in his eyes. "I knew you would," he says. "You've got what it takes, and this is just the beginning for you, Emily." As she walks out of his office, her mind is still racing, but there's a sense of excitement stirring inside her. She's not just a part of the team anymore, she's becoming a leader, someone who can make real change. It's a responsibility she's never had before, but she's ready for it. As the days pass, Emily settles into her new role with a newfound sense of purpose. She's still learning, still growing, but now she's helping others do the same. She can feel herself becoming more confident, more capable with each passing day. The future suddenly seems bright, and for the first time in a long time, Emily believes in herself. She's no longer just surviving, she's thriving, and it feels incredible. As weeks pass, Emily begins to settle into her new role, and with each day, her confidence grows. She's no longer the unsure woman who stepped into Dr. Carter's office for the first time. She's becoming someone who knows her worth, who has found purpose in her work, and who is beginning to believe in her own abilities. The nonprofit has taken on more projects, and Emily finds herself leading teams, organizing events, and making decisions that impact the lives of the people they help. Her colleagues, who once seemed so experienced and polished, now look to her for guidance, and she's learning to step into her new leadership role with grace. Dr. Carter is proud of her progress, always encouraging her, always reminding her that she has what it takes. He often pulls her aside for quick check-ins, offering advice and praise, and each time he does, she feels a little more confident in her abilities. One afternoon, as Emily is working late in the office, Dr. Carter stops by her desk. She looks up, startled. "You're still here?" he asks with a smile, leaning against the doorframe. "Just finishing up some paperwork," Emily replies, feeling the exhaustion in her bones but pushing through it. "It's been a busy day." He nods and steps into the room, sitting across from her. "I wanted to talk to you about something," he says, his voice calm, but there's a certain weight to it. Emily feels her pulse quicken. "What's going on?" she asks, trying to keep her tone steady. Dr. Carter looks at her, his gaze serious now. "I've been thinking about your future here. You've done incredible work, Emily, and I think it's time for you to take another big step. There's an opportunity for you to expand your role even further, to have more influence, more responsibility. We're opening a new project, and I believe you're the right person to lead it." Emily's heart skips a beat. She can't believe what she's hearing. Just when she thought she had found her place, Dr. Carter is offering her even more. The idea of leading an entire project is overwhelming, but also thrilling. "What kind of project?" she asks, her voice shaking slightly with both excitement and fear. "It's a new initiative we're launching, focused on helping women in underserved communities start their own businesses," he explains. It's going to be a huge undertaking, but I know you can handle it. You've got the vision, the compassion, and the leadership skills. I want you to be the one to make this happen." Emily feels a rush of emotions: excitement, fear, doubt, but above all, gratitude. She can't believe this is happening to her. Just a few months ago, she was struggling to get by, unsure of where her life was headed, and now she's being entrusted with something so important. "I don't know what to say," she admits, her voice barely above a whisper. "I'm honored, but it feels like so much to take on." Dr. Carter smiles, his gaze warm. "It's a big step, but I know you're ready for it. You've proven yourself time and time again, Emily. This is your chance to make a real, lasting difference. And I'll be here to support you every step of the way." He stands up, walking toward the door, and turns to her before leaving. "Think it over, but don't take too long. I believe in you." As he leaves the room, Emily sits there in silence, her mind racing. She looks around the office. The walls that once felt so foreign to her now feel like a place where she belongs. She's come so far, and now she's facing another challenge, one that will test everything she's learned. But this time, she doesn't feel afraid. She feels ready. That night, as Emily heads home, she reflects on everything that has happened. She can hardly believe how much her life has changed in such a short time. She's no longer the girl who walked into that clinic feeling lost and uncertain. She's someone who is making a difference, someone who is finally taking control of her life. The road ahead is still uncertain, but for the first time in a long time, she knows she has the strength to walk it. The next day, she walks into Dr. Carter's office, her decision made. "I'm in," she says, her voice confident, the weight of the decision lifting off her shoulders. Dr. Carter's face lights up with pride. "I knew you would be," he replies. "Let's make this happen, Emily." And just like that, Emily's new chapter begins. One that will change not just her life, but the lives of countless others she will help along the way. As Emily takes the reins of the new project, she feels both the weight of the responsibility and the excitement of the opportunity before her. The initiative to help women start their own businesses is a challenge she never imagined she'd be taking on, but now that it's hers, she can't help but feel a sense of purpose like never before. The first few weeks are a blur of planning, organizing, and meeting with the women who will benefit from the project. She meets with entrepreneurs who are eager to get their businesses off the ground but are often held back by financial constraints, lack of resources, and societal barriers. Emily listens to their stories, their dreams, and their struggles, and she feels more connected to them than she ever thought possible. Each conversation leaves her feeling inspired, and at the same time, it reminds her of the hardships she's overcome in her own life. The work is rewarding, but it's also demanding. There are countless meetings to attend, proposals to write, and decisions to be made. She's juggling so many moving parts. But she's not alone. Her team, once made up of colleagues she barely knew, now feels like a close-knit family. They rally behind her, offering support, advice, and encouragement when things get tough. Dr. Carter continues to check in with her, providing guidance and reassurance when she needs it. "You're doing great, Emily," he tells her one afternoon, as they sit down to discuss the progress of the project. "I knew you were the right person for this job." His words mean more to her than he realizes. In a world where she's always doubted herself, hearing that she's doing well from someone she admires gives her a confidence boost she never expected. One evening, after a particularly long day, Emily finds herself sitting at her desk, the office eerily quiet as everyone else has gone home. She's reviewing a proposal for a new partnership, but her mind keeps wandering. She thinks about how far she's come from the girl who was unsure of her place in the world, to someone who is now creating opportunities for others. She's proud of what she's accomplished, but she also feels the weight of what's still to come. There's so much more to do, and sometimes, the fear of not being good enough creeps in. Can she really make a difference? Is she truly capable of leading something so important? Just as she's about to lose herself in these thoughts, her phone rings. It's Dr. Carter. "Hey, Emily," he says, his voice calm and reassuring. "How's everything going?" She takes a deep breath, trying to keep the uncertainty out of her voice. "It's going well, but I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed. There's so much to do, and I'm not sure if I'm handling it all correctly." "Doctor." Carter listens patiently, and then responds in his usual calm manner. Emily, you're doing exactly what you need to do. You've been pushing yourself hard, and that's what makes you such a strong leader. Don't doubt yourself. You're making a real difference, and you're more than capable. His words settle over her like a comforting blanket. It's exactly what she needs to hear. Thank you, Dr. Carter, she says softly, feeling a sense of relief. I really appreciate your support. You've got this, Emily, he says before ending the call. Emily sits back in her chair, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. For the first time in a long time, she truly believes it. She's not just surviving anymore, she's thriving. She may not have all the answers, and there will certainly be more challenges ahead, but she knows she's capable of handling them. She's built this project from the ground up, and now she has the power to shape its future. The next few months are filled with growth and success for the project, as more women join the program and begin to take their first steps toward financial independence and entrepreneurship. Emily is there every step of the way, offering support, encouragement, and resources. She watches as the women she's helped begin to blossom, their businesses taking off in ways they never thought possible. It's the kind of success Emily has dreamed of, knowing that she played a part in changing lives. And then, one day, as the project reaches a major milestone, Dr. Carter calls Emily into his office for another meeting. This time, there's something different in his demeanor. As she sits down across from him, he looks at her with a proud smile. Emily, I've been thinking, he begins. You've done an incredible job with this project. It's exceeded all expectations, and I can't help but think that it's time for you to take your next step. Emily's heart races as she listens. She's not sure what he means, but she can tell by the look in his eyes that this is something big. What do you mean? She asks, her voice steady but filled with curiosity. Doctor, Carter leans forward, his eyes filled with pride. I think you're ready for a bigger role. It's time to take this success and expand it. I'd like you to take on a leadership position at the executive level. You've proven yourself, Emily, and I want you to be the one to drive the future of this organization. Emily feels a rush of emotions, excitement, disbelief, and pure joy. She can hardly believe it. Are you sure? She asks, her voice shaking with gratitude. I'm sure, he says with a smile. I believe in you, Emily. And in that moment she knows that this is just the beginning of her journey. She's not just a leader of a project anymore. She's becoming a leader of an entire organization, someone who can shape the future and make a lasting impact on the world. As Emily steps into her new role at the executive level, she feels both excited and overwhelmed. The weight of the responsibility is now squarely on her shoulders, but this time, she's not intimidated. She's ready. Over the next few weeks, Emily finds herself immersed in high-level meetings, brainstorming sessions, and strategic planning. The scope of her role has expanded beyond what she initially imagined, and she's now not just leading a project, but helping shape the direction of the entire organization. It's a challenge, but one that she's willing to take on. She feels empowered, knowing that the work she's doing is making a difference. However, it's not all smooth sailing. With every new level of responsibility comes new challenges. Emily faces tough decisions, conflicting opinions, and moments when she feels uncertain about the direction she's heading. But in each of these moments, she leans on the support of her team and Dr. Carter, who continues to be her mentor and guiding force. You're doing a great job, Emily, Dr. Carter tells her one afternoon after a particularly challenging meeting. I know this isn't easy, but you're handling it with grace and determination. Just remember, you don't have to have all the answers right away. His words reassure her, giving her the strength to keep moving forward. With each passing day, Emily grows into her role. She builds stronger relationships with her team, listens to their input, and makes decisions that push the organization toward its goals. She finds herself gaining respect not just from her colleagues, but from the women they serve, many of whom now see her as a role model. As the months go by, the organization begins to flourish under her leadership. The women who participated in the program are thriving, some opening their own businesses, others working as mentors to the next generation of entrepreneurs. The success of the initiative fills Emily with pride. She realizes that this is what she was meant to do all along, to help others find their own paths, to create opportunities where none existed, and to make a real, lasting impact on the world. One evening, as she sits in her office, reflecting on how far she's come, Emily receives a call from Dr. Carter. "How's everything going?" he asks, his voice warm and familiar. Emily smiles, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. "It's going great," she replies. "The organization is growing, and the project is making a real difference. I couldn't have done it without you." "Doctor," Carter's voice softens. "You've done it all on your own, Emily. I just gave you the tools. You've been the one to build something truly special." Emily feels a lump form in her throat. She's never heard him speak like this before, proud, yet humble, and filled with admiration. She's come so far from the woman she once was. From the girl who walked into that clinic unsure of herself, to someone who is now leading an entire organization, shaping the future for women who are trying to make their own way. "I owe it all to you," she says, her voice filled with emotion. "You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." "You've always had the strength inside you, Emily," Dr. Carter replies. "I'm just glad I could help you find it." As Emily hangs up the phone, she feels a profound sense of accomplishment and contentment. She's not the same person who first walked into that clinic. She's stronger, more confident, and more capable than she ever imagined. And as she looks out over the city from her office window, she realizes that this is just the beginning. There are still many challenges ahead, but she knows she's ready. For the first time in a long time, Emily feels truly at home in her life, in her work, and in herself. She has found her purpose, and now she's helping others find theirs. This journey has changed her, and she knows it will continue to do so. But no matter what comes next, Emily is no longer afraid. She is ready to face the future with courage, and to continue making a difference, one life at a time. As Emily's journey continues, she finds herself standing at the crossroads of her life, surrounded by both challenges and opportunities. The nonprofit is thriving under her leadership, and the women she's worked with are achieving more than she ever thought possible. Some have launched their businesses, others have found financial independence, and many more have become powerful voices for change in their communities. It fills Emily with an overwhelming sense of pride and fulfillment. She can't help but reflect on how far she has come. Not long ago, she was a nervous girl, uncertain of herself, walking into a clinic for a routine checkup. She never imagined that meeting with Dr. Carter would be the catalyst for the life she has now. She smiles to herself, thinking of all the moments that led her here. The late nights, the tough decisions, the doubts, everything has shaped her into the leader she is today. But as much as she's accomplished, there's still so much more she wants to do. Emily knows that the work is far from over. She's seen firsthand how much of a difference this project has made. But she also understands that there are so many more people who need help, more opportunities to create, more lives to change. That's why she's committed to expanding the nonprofit, reaching even more communities, and helping even more women achieve their dreams. As she sits in her office, overlooking the city she's come to love, Emily receives another call from Dr. Carter. "How's everything going?" he asks, as if he already knows the answer. "It's going well," Emily replies, her voice filled with pride. "I'm proud of what we've accomplished, but I'm already thinking about what's next." Dr. Carter's voice softens, filled with admiration. "I'm not surprised. You've always been someone who looks to the future, Emily, and you're doing incredible work. I've watched you grow into a leader I knew you could be." Emily feels a rush of gratitude hearing his words. She owes so much of her success to him. But more importantly, she's learned to believe in herself. "Thank you, Dr. Carter," she says, her voice filled with emotion. "I couldn't have done this without you." There's a pause on the other end of the line, and when Dr. Carter speaks again, his tone is different, more serious, but still filled with warmth. "Emily, I want you to know that you've not only built something incredible, but you've also become an inspiration. Not just to the women you've helped, but to everyone who has had the privilege of working with you. I'm proud of everything you've achieved, and I'm excited to see what you'll do next." Emily feels a lump in her throat. For the first time in her life, she feels like she truly belongs, like she's made her mark on the world, and she's only just begun. "I don't know what the future holds," she says, "but I know I'm ready for it." Dr. Carter chuckles softly. I have no doubt about that. You've got everything it takes to make a real difference, Emily, and I'll be here to support you, no matter what comes next. As she ends the call, Emily reflects on all that has transpired in the past year. She's gone from a girl with little hope, struggling to make ends meet, to a woman who has transformed the lives of so many, including her own. She's built something that will last, a legacy of change, empowerment, and hope. And now, as she looks out at the horizon, she knows the journey is far from over. The path ahead is filled with new challenges, but it's also filled with endless possibilities. Emily is no longer just surviving, she's thriving, and she's ready to take on whatever the future holds. She's found her purpose, and she's determined to continue making a difference, one life at a time. The journey that started with a simple mistake, a wrong table at a restaurant, has led her to a place she never dreamed possible. And as she steps forward into the future, she knows that with each new step, she will continue to grow, continue to learn, and continue to inspire those around her. Because this is just the beginning of her story.